Hey, good morning, Radcliffe custom rod owners. Dan McGuire here with an RCR ProStaff tip for you this morning. So this weekend, I was on a pretty decent panfish bite on one of the local area lakes, a smaller lake here, and the bite was good. However, the fish were finicky, they were picky. They weren't slamming everything you put down there at them. And so dialing in your presentation really put more fish on the ice for me. And the fish, I tend to fish a lot of horizontal baits for panfish, bluegill and crappies, and my preference is a tungsten jig and a piece of plastic. And on this particular lake, and definitely on these particular days, these fish wanted that bait horizontal. And so this is an example of what I was using. And this is the setup, a tungsten jig and a plastic hanging perfectly horizontal. And what happened is if I would drop that down and that bait was hanging perfectly horizontal like that, those fish would come in and whack it, and we'd put them topside. But if you missed a fish or two and that jig wound up hanging more such as this, having more of a vertical presentation to it, those fish weren't interested. And you could drop that right back down into that same pot of active fish that were there, and they wanted nothing to do with it. As soon as I would notice that the active fish were still there, but they weren't willing to hit what I had to offer, I'd bring that jig back up, and I just take the line and just pull it, straighten it, and get it so that thing is hanging horizontal again like that. And the same thing with the plastics. They'd hit once in a while, and that plastic would get spun around on the jig like that. And again, you'd have to reel that thing up and straighten that out. I tie these on with a Palomar knot, and that allows me to snug it up tight, make those presentations, and make sure that I've got that jig and plastic hanging perfectly horizontal for those days when those fish are really finicky and want that presentation. So hopefully this will help you put more fish on the ice this year, and good luck out there with your Radcliffe custom rods.